Welcome to eComVestors. My name is Ben Fredericks. I'm excited to be here with you on this video today. I'm only going to take about 15 to 20 minutes of your time, and I'm going to share with you exactly how you can get a piece of a $385 million a day business in e-commerce and how you can automate all of it. So let's dive into it. So what we're going to share with you is a specific e-commerce cash flow system that our team has put together, and it's going to create passive cash flow income for you through what I believe is one of the biggest opportunities that we'll see in our lifetime, not only in 2021, but going forward. E-commerce has absolutely exploded in the last 18 months since the beginning of the pandemic, but it's slowly been taking over for the last couple of 5 to 10 years. And I think it's only going to get to be more and more of a dominance in the space. And here's why. It's convenience. It's easy. How quickly can you buy something on Amazon and have it shipped to you, or Walmart, or one of the other platforms that we're going to share with you? It's so easy. It's so fast. And we all know human condition. If something is easy, it's hard to break away from it. And these companies, they know that, and they've created an amazing thing in our culture, but also created amazing opportunities for entrepreneurs to come in and get a piece of the pie. And that's what we're going to show you, is exactly how you can get monthly returns of 7 to 10% or more just on credit spend. So first of all, who am I? Well, my name is Ben Fredericks. You can connect with me on social media at Benjamin Fredericks. And I'm an entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses, but I'm heavily focused on real estate. I've bought and sold over 400 properties in just the last 3 years alone. I also am an owner in a publishing company in Noteworthy, where we focus on investing in notes and education in the space. And I'm also part owner of eComVestors, where we're helping investors increase passive cash flow through different e-commerce store platforms, which I'm going to cover with you today. My main focus has always been real estate, and I'm going to show you why now I'm going super heavy into e-commerce as a replacement. So who exactly is this for? Well, it's for investors that want a done-for-you business. For me, e-commerce was something I was interested in 18, 24 months ago, but I really didn't have the time to dedicate to it. In fact, I started a Shopify store, and maybe you've had this experience if you've tried e-commerce at all in the past. But I started a Shopify store where I had learned about drop shipping from China. Horrible idea, but I thought it was something that could be interesting to check out. Well, lo and behold, about 30 days into my new business, Facebook suspended all of my ad accounts without reason, and I was out of business as quickly as I got in. So I basically had put e-commerce to the side. And I got an approach later by who's now my partner, about how we could do something that was a little bit more done for you and automated. And that's what I'm going to educate you about today. This is also for investors that want monthly cash flow. If you want more income in your life, this is a great opportunity for you. It's also for investors that have capital and available credit. There is an upfront cost to go with these stores. I'm going to share that with you a little bit later. And it also requires that you have available credit. I'm going to share exactly why that's required as well. It's also for investors that are looking to diversify income. If you want multiple streams of income from different places so that you have some protection and diversity, this is a great opportunity. So what exactly is e-commerce automation? Well, we have done-for-you e-commerce stores on every single platform that you see here. Amazon and Walmart are obviously the biggest players in the space, and we also do eBay, Facebook, and Etsy. But what exactly is e-commerce automation? Well, our team essentially handles the stores for our clients from start to finish. That's what makes it automated. They're handling everything. Our team handles the setup of the store. They're handling finding the products, which products have the best margin to list on the store. They're handling all the sales fulfillment, any customer service issues that come up, the shipping, returns, all of it. So it's a completely hands-off business for you. In fact, I don't take any more time than about 30 to 45 minutes a month to really get involved in this in my stores. And the only reason I'm involved that much is to pay, the split that I pay with our team. That's it. So here's how it works. So if you go to our store on Amazon or Walmart, and let's say you want to buy some pots and pans that we've listed for $150, you make the purchase, they collect the money. We in turn then go buy the pots and pans from our suppliers for $100, and the supplier is going to ship it directly to you. Now we've made a spread of $50 minus any fees that the platform charges. Amazon, Walmart, Facebook, eBay, Etsy, they're all driving a ton of traffic to their sites. So obviously they're getting paid for that, right? Which is great. We don't have to generate the traffic. They're doing it for us, but we're supplying the items that the people can buy, and then we're keeping a margin in between. And Amazon, Walmart are getting a piece of it. That's how they're creating this business. And what this really is about is brick and mortar versus click and order. So when you have a brick and mortar business, you're going to need all of these things: office, employees, utilities, insurance, inventory, marketing dollars, money for your receivables. With our model, you don't need any of that. We're supplying all of those things that you see as part of our partnership with people that own stores, and none of that is required on your part. So exactly how much money can one make doing drop shippers? Well, for Amazon, it's 7 to 10% monthly on average on all sales. So imagine if you're doing, 50,000 a month in sales, if you have a credit line, which I'm going to share with you why that's important here shortly. But if you have 50,000 a month in credit line to facilitate that amount of sales, that could generate an additional $5,000 a month for you in passive income. What could you do with that money? What would that mean to you? Could you take more vacations? Would it free up more time for you to spend with your family? What does it mean to you specifically if you could have an additional $5,000 a month that you didn't have to go out and physically work for? So this is an Amazon store. I'm going to show you the back end of how some of this works. But first, let me go back. I want to share with you a little bit about credit and why that is important. So if we go back to this here, right? So a customer buys these pots and pans on the platform for $150. Amazon and Walmart is holding that money for a couple of weeks. One, because they want to make sure that you're not just going to run off with the money and screw the customer out of their pots and pans, but they're also going to want to make sure that it's delivered and the customer is satisfied, right? So you're going to need that $100 to buy those pots and pans from the supplier and ship them to the customer. That's where the credit comes in. All right. So imagine you're getting hundreds of orders, every week. You have to have the credit to be able to basically hold that margin until the platform pays you out and you get to keep the profit in the middle. So that's why having a credit line is very, very crucial for this. You can also use cash on hand, but credit lines come with great perks, whether it be travel rewards points or cash back. So it's just additional ways for you to generate more revenue on your store. And we can share with you how to get the best credit cards and which ones to choose and offer in the best terms. All right, so let's go back to this. And so I want to share with you the back end of the store and exactly what it looks like at least on Amazon's platform here. So when you start out with Amazon, there's what's called a 120-day probationary period. So it takes time for your store to ramp up. Amazon wants to see, like I said, that you can handle the customer service, that you're getting the products out to the buyers efficiently and quickly, and that you're handling any issues that come up. So they don't allow you to scale up right away. So it's going to take about 120 days before you start to see some real traction. And once it does, you're going to start to see it really begin to take off. Now, this is one of the first Amazon stores that I did. And what happened was my store scaled so quickly that American Express actually called me and said, hey, you had $300 in sales last month. This month, you've had $140,000. What happened? Like, is this you? Are you doing this? And I had to explain to them that, the business was beginning to scale. And what they did was they made me pump the brakes a little bit. So I had to put my store in what's called vacation mode to wait for Amazon to catch up and pay me out so I could pay back down my credit card. Now, I've since scaled up this American Express card to a much higher limit, which is great. But in the beginning, it can be a bit of a shock to the system. And so, we can share with you how to exactly deal with that. So again, this is the back end of the store. You'd have this on your own store so you can see what funds you'd have available. Again, this was back in earlier in the spring, but we had about $80,000 total balance that Amazon needed to pay us out at that time. This is Walmart's back end of their store. So you can see Walmart, this is one of my first Walmart stores. And this is just a few days of action here, about $700 worth of orders. This store is actually in the process of scaling up. So it's going to take, about 90 days. But once that happens, Walmart will allow me to begin to start selling a lot more. And we have about 3,000 items actually listed on this store right now. Walmart's a little bit more of a complicated process, but I think it's the best start with because Walmart only has about 50,000 sellers on their platform, whereas Amazon has a couple million. So it's an opportunity to be a bigger fish in a smaller pond. And, but it's a little more cumbersome to get approved, but our team is very, very good at getting that done. So what I want to share with you is how this business compares with my real estate business. All right. So again, I'm in the business of buying real estate and my main focus is seller financing. So I will buy a piece of property, turn around and sell it to a buyer and create paper in the value of a note. All right. So let's look at this. So I bought these 6 properties for $57,000. That's a whole other story, a whole other webinar. I won't go into that now. But these are performing and creating $1,790 a month in cash flow. That's producing an average ROI of about 42% when the notes pay on time. All right. I've took that 57,000 and I've created over 100,000 in loans on paper. So I can turn around and take that paper and sell it if I should so choose to do so. So let's look at an Amazon store that cash flows about $5,000 a month. Again, I'm just talking about somebody that has about a $50,000 line of credit here, and which is averaging about 7 to 10% monthly. It would take me 10 more notes and $95,000 more of cash for acquisitions just to be able to match my Amazon store. When I saw that, I about fell out of my chair. All right. And that's why I went very, very deep into Amazon, and we've created this opportunity for others to come in and invest as well. Let's compare it with rentals. I also own rental properties. I love rentals, right? I get some amazing tax advantages with rentals. I own 6 rentals with a friend in Iowa that we purchased for collectively $264,000. Down payment and closing costs cost us about $57,000, and these kick off about $1,500 a month, and our ROI is about 31%. Same scenario. Let's look at Amazon. $50,000 line of credit producing $5,000 a month in profits would require 14 more rentals and about $132,000 more for down payment just to be able to match it. Again, a tremendous difference. And it shows you the power of leveraging and re-leveraging your credit every couple of weeks on an Amazon store or a Walmart store or a Facebook store or Etsy or eBay. Let me answer some FAQs that we typically get. Again, you'll have an opportunity at the end of this. You can schedule a call with me to address any specific questions that I don't cover with you here on the webinar today. And so why don't you just have a bunch of stores on your own? Well, you're limited. You can't have, 10,000 Facebooks or Amazon stores on your own, or Facebook, because you only have one Facebook account. So, it's just not possible. So this is about the power of leveraging people that we work with to scale up and have a piece of their store. Isn't this getting saturated? Well, let's give this some consideration. So Amazon has 2.5 billion monthly visitors, eBay 940 million, Walmart 450 million, Craigslist 420 million, Etsy 350 million. Facebook has 1 billion users. Imagine how many times those 1 billion users are going to that platform every single month. It's a ridiculous amount. I mean, my wife probably checks Facebook 3-4 times a day. All right. So imagine just, how many on that particular platform are going there. Who owns the business? You do. This will be specifically in your company name, your business name. You have control of the business. Can you use multiple credit cards? Absolutely. Again, we can share with you the best cards to use. We do have some clients that use a combination of cash and credit cards where they're constantly recycling the cash back into the credit cards. And then how do you view the activity? You're going to have back-end access to each one of your stores. There is a renewal fee if you decide to keep your store with us longer than a year. Can cover that in a different conversation. What are the risks? Well, risks are Amazon could decide to suspend your store because of a customer complaint. All right, so those are things that you cannot control. Like any business, there is always risk and nothing is guaranteed. So, there just isn't anything that comes without risk. So, but we have a great team that handles any suspensions. They go back and they figure out a solution to the problem to get your store back up and running as quickly as possible. So the biggest question is, what does it cost and how do I get started? Well, the cost and process breakdown is this. So we'll build out your store and set everything up on an Amazon store for $35,000 and $45,000 for Walmart. Why is Walmart a little bit more expensive? Well, there's more work involved. Walmart has a very specific process that you have to go through, very specific needs to be on its platform and do it. We will do a Facebook, eBay, or Etsy store for $15,000 each. Or you can buy combinations. Like if you want to own an Amazon and a Walmart store, we offer a combination of that, or an Amazon and eBay store, or a Walmart and eBay store, or a Walmart and Facebook store, whatever. We offer different combinations that are available, and there's a revenue share. So we are your partners in this. And so our team runs the store and we will keep 35% of the net profits every month on your store. You're getting 65%. So there is a 120-day probationary period, like I said, from Amazon, and a 90-day probationary period from Walmart once your store is set up. So it does take a little bit of time to get going, but once it does, it starts to get really exciting. So if you want to automate your cash flow, and here's the biggest question I think that you need to ask yourself is, 1, do you have the capital available? 2, make sure it's not your last dime. We don't want anybody going all in on this and having no reserves. 3, you got to have some credit availability. All right. But if you can answer those 3 questions, what would this cash flow provide for you? What would it give you that's missing right now? If you want to find out more information, schedule a call with us. You can go to eComVestors.com/call. There's no high pressure here. You either want to do it, it makes sense for you, or it doesn't. That's it. All right. And it might not make sense for you now, but maybe it does 6 months down the road. That's okay. We're willing to have a conversation with you, find out if it's a great fit, and see if this cash flow would make an impact on your life. Also, as an added bonus, if you're on Instagram and you want to grow your account, we specialize in that as well and can offer you a growth campaign to your Instagram account, which is $3,500 value. So if you're into the social media growth and you want to make a bigger impact across your platform, let us know and we'll be glad to add that on there for you as well. So again, go to eComVestors.com/call, schedule a call with me. I'd be glad to answer your questions. And until then, we'll talk to you soon.